This great nation will endure as it has endured. Will revive and will prosper. So first of all, let me assert my firm belief that the only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
The stock market crash on October 29, 1929, known as Black Tuesday, was the first event in what came to be known as America's worst economic collapse in the history of the modern industrial world. Ending the economic buzz of the Roaring Twenties, the Great Depression brought incessant financial disparity that touched more than half the country's citizens. With no quick fixes, some impatient citizens turned to radical ideologies.
Many groups were impatient for more immediate solutions. The American Communist Party, although small in numbers, gained national attention by taking to the streets with demands for food, relief, jobs, and housing. Thousands of Americans joined party-led demonstrations across the country.
Herbert Hoover believed that what America needed was direct financial aid for the hungry and homeless. Federal programs like the Reconstruction Finance Corporation provided banks with government credit. He hoped that banks would invest more and expand with the aid provided, but they were not interested in doing so because of the economic troubles.
We ran a country grocery store, we ran a grits mill, and a cotton gin. In the South, cotton was the king, and you couldn't get anything for the cotton.
It is believed that one reason the Depression surged so quickly at this time was a result of more and more people living in urban areas. When they lost their jobs, they didn't have other forms of wealth like the family farms to fall back on. Farmers, however, were not thriving either. Crop prices were dropping, and the drought had pushed many off their land. Since farmers and city dwellers alike weren't making any money, they were unable to settle their bank loans, and the banks failed as a result. Further distrust in the stability of the banks caused others to close their accounts, compounding the problem.
During the Depression, many people from Oklahoma and other states affected by the Dust Bowl moved to San Joaquin Valley looking for work. Some families were lucky and were able to get good jobs in Tehachapi, working in the cement plant and the Women's State Prison. My parents bought a house on the edge of town, and we had no gas or sewer line. I can still remember when the gas line was laid through the alley, the workers wrapping a material that looked like saran wrap around the pipes. The house next door was rented mostly by families from Oklahoma. One family built a small square shack behind the house using rolls of roofing material to cover the outside walls, and migrant families would live in the shack for a while before moving somewhere else looking for work.
Once Franklin Roosevelt was elected, he immediately created the New Deal and other federal programs that provided for more jobs, Social Security, minimum wage, unemployment insurance, and aid for needy children.
First 100 days of the new administration, 15 measures flowed from the White House to Congress. 15 new laws assured absolute government action to employ the jobless, to improve the Tennessee Valley, to support crop prices, to prevent home foreclosures, to ensure bank deposits, and to stabilize the economy. Franklin D. Roosevelt called these programs a New Deal for the nation.
Even as poverty dwindled over time, the Depression made it clear that federal involvement in economic relief is an absolute necessity.
Roosevelt steered a steady course and kept the American audience informed about his plans and progress through a series of radio addresses which came to be called Fireside Chats. These broadcasts were centered on specific topics and issues and were delivered in a warm and simple language that made people feel they were partners in the efforts the president was putting forth. When Franklin Roosevelt, poised and self-assured, addressed his audience as "my friends," most Americans believed they were exactly that.
The period known as the Great Depression ended in 1939 as a result of the actions of the New Deal and an increase in jobs necessitated by World War II production.